Staying with health matters now, the Kogi State government has called on the Federal Ministry of Health to improve the state's Lassa fever isolation center to serve the people better. The Commissioner for Health, Dr. Saka Audu, mentioned this while inspecting the center in Lokoja, the state capital. He explains that the location of the state as a gateway to the south and other parts of the country makes it prone to many diseases.
40 deaths have been recorded from suspected cases of Lassa fever across the country since the beginning of 2018. The Kogi State government is taking the bull by the horn with an isolation center, and the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Saka Audu, with some government officials, are visiting the facility in Lokoja, the state capital.
I want to call on to our federal government, Federal Ministry of Health, to assist us in improving this center. Kogi State, by virtue of its position in the center of the map of Federal Republic of Nigeria, that shows Kogi State deserves a national center for disease control.
I've now been certified.
The head of the medical team, Kogi State Biosafety Isolation Unit, is concerned about the similarity of the symptoms of the disease with other common diseases.
It mimics symptoms of other diseases that we have around commonly in our environment, like malaria. You may think you have malaria or other common infections, but actually the person is having Lassa, because the symptoms are not specific. They present, especially at the early stages, like every other disease that are commonly in the environment. And that's one of the challenges with managing Lassa.
One man who has first-hand experience of Lassa fever, Abdulrahim Asuba, is happy with the efforts of the state government.
Congratulations for myself and my children and people. We agree for Adola Bello for help us and your children and your local government chairman.
Lassa fever is an acute viral hemorrhagic fever transmitted to human beings via contact with food or household items contaminated with rodent urine or feces. People are advised to take preventive measures against the causes of this disease and to adhere strictly to medical instructions.
From Kogi, let's head south to Anambra State, where the government has continued the construction work across several senatorial districts. Governor Willie Obiano, who inspected some of the road projects, explains that the intervention is to save it from erosion and make them accessible for all users.
The 4.3-kilometer Chisco House, Amici, Ogbedi Osumenyi Road is the first port of call where the governor and his inspection team made an unscheduled visit. The road, awarded in 2014 by the present administration, had the challenge of a major gully that cut the road in halves before the intervention of the state government. Today, that has been replaced with a beautifully constructed road.
This road is a road I've been clamoring for since Anambra State began. You see, this road is wonderful because it links about 3 communities in our constituency, in my constituency. And from this road, you can access Imo State. You can access Abia State.
Work is still ongoing, and the governor, while inspecting, observes that the thickness of the asphalt is not satisfactory, which the contractor notes and assures of improving.
Even when they brought me here to do the road, I said it will take only God. Your commissioner has visited here so many times, but by the grace of God and by the working of Willie today is a testimony.
This is an important road because it will divert traffic during the major seasons, and it also opens up farmland and links up two big, very important communities.
The next point of inspection is significant and dear to the heart of the governor, as not only that 4.2 kilometers out of the 4.5 kilometer stretch have been completed, but also the crossing beams on the bridge along SARS, Okuzu, Abu Benando are being hoisted.
And every Nandonians normally came back to the village every weekend because there's now an access road to Nando. No more like, are you coming to Nando? I beg, no go. There's rainfall yesterday. The motor will not pass.
For the governor, it is a promise fulfilled.
This road is a very important road. It links the central, one of the roads that links the central senatorial district of Anambra to the north senatorial district of Anambra. The is also a very important road because it opens up rural communities along this area.
The inspection team rounds off the business of the day with the inspection of the ongoing road construction along Ifite-Unizig Road, where he asked the contractor to complete work by April of this year.
It's a weekend of awards as top government functionaries, professionals, businessmen and women came together at the Silverbird Man of the Year and Sun Newspaper's 2017 awards held right here in Lagos. The event gave some of the awardees an opportunity to speak about national issues. Our correspondent Emmanuel Ere tells us more.
It's an evening not short in supply of fun and entertainment as Ademola Adeleke, senator representing Osun West, takes to the floor at the 2017 Silverbird Man of the Year event holding in Lagos. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike, and other distinguished guests are also here in a generally cordial atmosphere. Shortly after, the award formalities commenced in earnest. And to the big moment, Governor of Rivers State emerges as the 2017 Silverbird Man of the Year.
It is my singular honor and privilege, Mr. Governor and Mr. Project, to present to you this award.
He has a bit on national issues.
My commitment is and has been to promote, defend, and advance the best interests of our people and contribute to the progress of our state and the nation.
The Sun, according to recent surveys, has the largest share of consumers' mind.
A day after, same venue but a different event, Senate President Bukola Saraki, some governors and other guests arrived for the 15th Sun Newspaper of the Year Awards.
In the past 15 years, the Sun has made it a duty to identify people who distinguish themselves in various endeavors for recognition. It is a celebration of excellence, innovation, hard work, enterprise, and distinction.
Among other recipients, the governor of Lagos State, Akinwumi Ambode, this time emerges as the Sun Man of the Year. And for the second year running, the governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, emerges the Sun Governor of the Year.
I give you this award to benefit of Nigerian people.
The Sun is an institution that has speaking for the people. It stands on what it believes in, and that is what we will continue to do. This award to the good people of Nigeria will continue to do our best.
In the end, it's instructive to note the essence of the accolades, which is the need to do more in the direction of socio-economic well-being. Emmanuel Ere, Channels Television News.
The preservation of culture is a key component of advancing the development of the Niger Delta region. This is the position of the Shekiris in Delta State, who are calling for unity amongst the people and preservation of their ethnic language.
The Shekiris are an ethnic group of the Niger Delta in Delta State, living mainly in Warri South, north of the southwest local government districts of Delta State, along the Atlantic coast of the country. Many other Shekiris are found in some of the states of the Federation. History has it that the Shekiris traditionally refer to their land as the Kingdom of Warri, a key center of Nigeria's crude oil and natural gas production and petroleum refining. This position put them in a place of leadership in different clans of the Warri Kingdom, including non-Ishekiri-speaking groups. This position has caused a lot of rifts and disagreement amongst various communities in Warri. But what is most surprising is the spate of agitations coming from some Ishakiri-speaking communities with claims of not being a part of the Warri Kingdom. This and other issues bordering on how to sustain peace and harmony amongst the Ishakiri people are some of the issues being discussed at this year's Mother Tongue Day, holding at the palace of the paramount ruler of Warri Kingdom.
My appeal is going to go to mothers, especially. You know, we are always with our children. We have to speak our language to our children because it is very important.
When it comes to the throne, Shakiri, they take it too serious. And that's why you see everybody came together and said no to whatever anybody is doing in the world. It's because of the one language. And that one language, one king, and one culture. You understand? You know what it means. So, and that's the love. You understand? Because speaking that language makes oneness.
The 2018 International Mother Tongue Language Day, with the theme Preserving Linguistic Diversity and Promoting Multilingualism to Support the Sustainable Development Goals, is one opportunity the Shakiris have taken advantage of, and many say this is a step in the right direction.
And now to the arts. Index Series 2 is an exhibition by contemporary artist Oluwamoda at the Art 21 Gallery in Lagos. It features sculptural pieces and other installations that touch on environmental and social issues. And that's what we have for you on Art Review tonight.
Art 21 Gallery opens its doors to receive its renowned media artist Oluwamoda, who brings his latest body of works to display in an exhibition titled Index Series 2. These works took about 2 years to create as he tries to use his pieces to discuss the political crisis which he feels pervades the world today.
For the past 2 exhibitions, I've been trying to deal with issues of migration, migrants, and also deal with the issue of privacy within public space. So that theme is still running true. A lot of people who travel to the UK, to America, or to Europe, they go by boat. And of course, most people do not see that as one of those routes that take people out there. So it falls within the same theme, area thing that I'm dealing with, yes.
In Amada's sculptures, he uses found objects to make figurative and abstract installations. The viewer can notice rusty nails, metal plates, bolts, pipes and more, all welded together to create figures and over-bloated forms.
I'm trying to investigate where that nail comes from, how it was produced, who used it, and each nail that you extract has different reaction from the crowbar. You might have about 5 nails holding the furniture. You try to extract 3, the 3 will come out with ease. The 3rd one or 4th one will resist you. And these are things that I find interesting about using those materials.
materials he uses and the way he has aesthetically pieced them together, the message this artist passes every time he exhibits is very key. He uses all this to explore some socio-political issues playing out in the country and the world. So he creates metal sculptures that evoke the changing colors of the 4 seasons, which is a reflection of the different stages the country goes through. At some points, there's always a deep divide, and this artist wonders why the gap has suddenly become so wide.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Manchester City win their first trophy under Pep Guardiola as they brushed aside Arsenal in the EFL Cup final at Wembley. That's on Sports News. Stay with us.